So let's say you're starting again. You're at 0 subscribers. You move to Thailand, and you need to get back to 20,000 subscribers. What would you do differently? Absolutely nothing. I'll do it. I've done it perfectly. Check out my channel, Project Bangkok.
Do I look too casual? That's perfect. Why not?
This is Rob from Project Bangkok. Rob is a successful YouTuber with a channel of over 21,000 YouTube subscribers. And this is me. I am a fledgling YouTuber with 1.4 thousand subscribers, but I am on a mission. I am on a journey to get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers, and Rob has kindly offered to sit down with me and answer some of my most pressing questions about how I can get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Enjoy, and I hope you get some value.
So today I am with Rob from Project Bangkok.
I don't even get a microphone.
You don't. We have to share. Rob has been kind enough to walk me through some tips today on how I can get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers, as well as how you can too. He is.
I'm just learning this now, so I'm with you guys.
He's lying. He's lying. He's done this before. So one thing I want to know is, what mistakes did you make on your journey to 21,000 subscribers that you can look back and see, I made those mistakes, and it would help other people if they didn't make those same mistakes?
I wouldn't say I made mistakes. I think I was more inspired because I've never done, I wouldn't even call my videos a vlog style, but I didn't have my own style. I didn't even know if I could do YouTube, to be fair. I didn't know where that was my passion. It's kind of become my passion over the past 2 years, actually. Originally, I didn't even want to be behind the camera. I was camera shy, just couldn't even do it. I wouldn't say, again, I wouldn't say I made mistakes. I've done YouTube before, so I kind of learned as I went on from my previous channel when I was back in the UK. But I think I've just adapted as I've gone on. There's certain things that I could probably focus more on, but there's always room for improvement wherever you are, whether you're 1K, 10K, 100K, we're all aspiring to improve. And I think our ideas and passions change as we grow as well. I've noticed content creators around me are trying to change their flow or their style or what they find they're more passionate about, instead of trying to create content for the sake of creating content.
Rob was kind enough to show me around his awesome condo building in Punnawithi, which costs only 20,000 baht a month.
It is, yeah.
Getting those gains, y'all. There we go. Project Muscle. That's what this new channel is. Project Muscle.
So let's say you're starting again. You're at 0 subscribers. You move to Thailand, and you need to get back to 20,000 subscribers. What would you do differently?
Absolutely nothing. I'll do it. I've done it perfectly. Check out my channel, Project Bangkok. No, I'm joking. Okay, what would I change? My consistency, my level of consistency has been ridiculous. When I originally first started, I kind of had this push, and then I saw this kind of rise, and I got a little bit complacent. So I was like, oh, look at me go! I'm going to succeed. And I got a little bit too big for my boots. And I'm happy to admit that. I'm still learning now as I'm going along. But yeah, I just got too complacent, and I wasn't consistent enough. And I think consistency is absolutely key. I think had I uploaded every, 3 days when I first started and was just consistent and growing and growing and growing, I'll probably be at 100K by now. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just everything's a learning curve. And like I said, still learning now. But yeah, what else? What else can I add to that other than don't touch any of his stuff, because that's terrible quality. And the wind as well. Look at the wind there. I'm telling him, get better mics.
That's one thing to improve, audio.
Another tip, actually, when you first start in the YouTube channel, don't get hung up on the gear. Unless you're getting really, really cheap audio like this, then yeah, please upgrade. But for the most part, don't get hung up on the gear. I filmed my whole channel on my phone. A lot of the guys do the same. They're using action cameras. I bought super expensive gear and never ever use it. Just whatever you've got in your pocket, your phone, your action camera, whatever it is, just start with it. And a mistake when first starting out is procrastinating on that first video. It's never going to be perfect. Your first video is going to be crap. It really is. Your first video is going to be absolutely terrible. Just get it out there and then focus on the next one and make sure that the next one you make is an improvement. Just keep working on that, and then you'll build more and more confidence. And you'll come across on camera as well. If you watch any of my first original videos, they are cringy. So cringy. And then I'm happy to go with like a flow like this and just talk like I'm having a conversation with somebody else. I'm full of tips now. Now you got my brain going. Another tip would be to speak to the lens. Don't have like an image of yourself when you're looking at it. But if you can have your phone or your action camera and just look at the lens as if you're talking to an audience, talking to a friend or somebody else, you really can feel like you're engaging with someone and have, like, I'm literally having a conversation with you now and not him. He's not even in the room anymore. And you can just really, it comes across really well and it's a bit more genuine and the audience pick up on stuff like that. The audience is really good at detecting fake people. So keep that in mind and just try and be you. There's no point trying to pretend to be someone else. It doesn't work. It only lasts for so long. So yeah, just be yourself, stay consistent and just go from there. Your first video is going to be crack.
So a couple of things from what Rob said there. There was an interesting study where they had two groups of people create this pot of clay. And they said to one group of people, make 100 clay pots. And they said to another group, they said, make one perfect clay pot.
Okay.
And what they found was that the people that made 100 clay pots created a better clay pot than the group that tried to create the one perfect clay pot, because the more you do something, the better you get.
Time they got to the end, they like experience and it just comes kind of like
Yeah, and it's so there's a saying like get going and then get good.
Yeah.
And again, my videos are still,
it's all about slight improvements, like keeping the microphone away from your mouth so they don't get cushioned.
There we go. So that's definitely a point on the get going. I think another thing that you said there, like a subtle one about talking to the lens or the camera, sorry. When we met, what I used to do was I would hold my phone, but I would have the front camera facing me.
Yeah.
And I would speak to myself. So I'd always be looking at myself.
And I could always tell that he was using his selfie camera because his eyes would be slightly off.
Yeah.
He'd be vain looking at his own image. This is not a bad thing. A lot of content creators do it, and it's fine. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being fussy, but I notice it. And I think once you notice it in a video as well, you'll be like, oh yeah, he's looking at himself in the reflection. So if you can, from the start, from video number one, if you can just look at the lens, not have an image of yourself. Obviously, you want to be framed up properly. And I know actually the likes of Chad, CB Media, he uses like a little reflective mirror on the back of his phone so he can see that he's framed well. But he's still always looking at the lens.
Yeah, nice. And that was one thing, was talking to the camera. And so I flipped the phone around. But then what I did was I had the camera not center. So it was like the other way.
Okay.
So then I wasn't central to how it was. So just having it, so if I'm holding the stick in my left hand, having the camera on this side rather than that side. You did teach me that. That's another one.
And you didn't even feel like silly things,
yeah,
the little things that kind of add up to just perfect it. There's no like big changes or big wow moments into doing this. It's just all the little things that add up to, create an entertaining, engaging, and just an enjoyable viewing experience, I guess, from the audience.
Yeah. So there were two big things for me: was turn the phone around, talk to the lens, and then make sure that if it's in your left hand, the camera is in the center. And if you're holding it in your right hand, camera's this way. And then I think the last point of what you said there is, I remember Casey Neistat.
The wind, all right?
Yeah, should be all right.
I'm always it's too windy to be with the audio.
I always remember Casey Neistat said, the best camera to use is whatever you have available.
So yeah, exactly what I said. Don't get hung up on the gear. Just whatever you've got. So let me use a Serge, for example. He edited his full channel on his phone. So he recorded and edited, uploaded thumbnail, video, absolutely everything, full social media on his iPhone, up to 40,000 subscribers.
Wow, up to 40K subs all on your iPhone.
Yeah, you can do it just all from your phone. Doesn't matter whether you have an Android or an iPhone or whatever, but he done it all on iPhone using iMovie, which is like basic editing software. Don't be like, oh, I need this, I need that. I'm sure everyone's got a smartphone on it. Yeah. And originally I started my channel using an iPhone mini. People thought I was using my 8K Canon R5. And they're like, wow, look at your quality. I couldn't bring it to tell them back in the UK that I was using the iPhone mini that I bought that weekend.
Nice. So don't be the person with all the gear and no idea.
Yeah, there we go.
We decided to stretch our legs for a little bit, and Rob gave me a tour of True Digital Park in Punnawithi. True Digital Park is like this giant co-working office space with food and cafes. It was awesome. Walking around True Digital Park, it was so clear that thinking about being back home in the UK is like, it's backwards, it's in the past compared to a place like Bangkok, walking around True Digital Park with its different co-working spaces, its different coffee shops, its food options, digitized trees and nature. It was just so modern, and there's nothing that I can even think of in the UK that's even close to this. And I'm so grateful to earn money online as a digital nomad and online entrepreneur, to be able to come to places like this and live in Bangkok in general. I am so grateful. Bangkok is fucking awesome. That's live news going on right there, as if you would have it in England like that. That is being recorded in there. Ooh. Hello, you beautiful human being, you. So I want to interrupt my own video to say, if you are thinking about starting or growing your own YouTube channel or travel vlog, I am putting together a free email series. I'm going to share everything I know about starting and growing a YouTube channel from my own experience, as well as what I learned from other successful YouTubers as well. So if that looks of interest, click the link in the description, and maybe the pinned comment will say something along the lines of email masterclass or 5-day email masterclass, something like that. Enter your details and I'll see you in your book shortly. Peace.
So what advice would you give to someone looking to get their first 1,000 YouTube subscribers?
So the first 1,000 is like the hardest. Emotionally, physically, you're just like, what am I doing? How do I get to the 1,000? Then even when you get to the 1,000, you need 4,000 watch time hours, and like constantly, like everyone does it. They're on the YouTube Studio app. So we've got to be aware of these things. You're on the YouTube Studio app and refreshing, like, oh, I need this many, I need this many. And you get so hung up with the numbers and you lose focus of just making the content. I would say don't install the YouTube Studio app and stop looking at the numbers. And if you just not make content for the sake of making content, because it's easy to do. And I got hung up in the beginning as well, just kind of chasing them. So you're constantly, oh, I need to get to this, I need to get to this. But once you get to that, you completely forget about it. And then before you know it, it's like you're at 10,000 and then 20,000, and you know, it just snowballs after that. I know it's difficult and get excited at the beginning, but there's no magical formula to get to 1,000 subs. It's just consistently uploading and just trying to improve on every video. Take constructive criticism from people as well. I actively ask my audience, I'm very good. Networking and speaking to other content creators can be very helpful, actually. Getting another perspective from fellow content creators that help you can really be helpful as well. Don't do stuff like trying to speak to other content creators like on that road to 1,000. I know, let me help you do this, help you do that. I would just say go solo. Yeah. Do your own thing, focus on what you want to do. And at the beginning, I would say you should have like a list of 100 videos you want to make. Mm-hmm. Really have an idea of what kind of content you want to make, instead of just winging it or copying other people. And I remember Dan actually had a quote, and I'll never ever forget it, was replicate and innovate. So you can look at somebody's content and be like, oh, I want to do my own version of it. So you can replicate it and then innovate it, make it your own personal touch on it. Because like, especially like things like Bangkok content, everything's been done, but you can put your own spin on it, your own flow, your own personal opinion, style, and things like that. So yeah, just like I said, just be genuine, consistent, and try not to look at the numbers too much, even though I'm a bit of a hypocrite with that one.
Love it. Replicate and innovate. Yeah, I definitely can resonate with a lot of what you said there. I know that for me, starting uploading when you have like no subscribers, there was a real psychological issue for me. It's like you sort of get your mum to subscribe and then a few of your friends, and you might like bootstrap your first like 18 subscribers, and then you're putting it out there. And then it's like you get to like 30 and you're like, oh my God, like 12 strangers subscribe to me. This is crazy.
And at the beginning, because the first 1,000 was still learning how to do everything, whether it's editing, audio, just absolutely everything. So you're probably putting in the most amount of time, effort, and work than any other videos after that. And it's so difficult to put in maximum effort and get such minimal return. I remember when I used to be happy to get 10 views, and then, the second you got like 100 views on the video, I got to 100 views. Yeah. If I got 100 views, I'll just shut the channel down. Yeah. And the perception of what you think is good, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and you just, as a content creator, you kind of grow with it, which is quite nice. And you end up kind of evolving around your channel to what suits more of your personality. So you might start doing certain videos that you think is going to make you get to that 1,000 mark. And eventually after that, you think, I'm not enjoying that. I need to make more stuff that kind of suits your style, and people can see through on your channel. Please do. People can see through bullshit. If you make,
Yeah, they can.
yeah, if you make the content that doesn't really suit you, your heart's not really in it, people just not going to enjoy your content because you're not enjoying making it. It's as simple as that. Make stuff that you enjoy making. Would be my advice across the board. I know it's easier said than done.
Well, I can completely resonate with that. Like when I came to Thailand, I had these big dreams. I'm going to be a Thailand YouTuber and I'm going to just go to the beach and I'm going to record myself eating pad Thai and everything's going to work out perfectly. And then after a while, you're like, I'm doing nothing different.
Yeah.
Like the barrier to entry for someone else to come and do this thing is zero. Anyone can sit there, get their phone out and record their pad Thai, this or that. So what you can do is different. What are you going to do that's going to separate yourself from everybody else?
I find the barrier to entry, coming here to be a content creator, a lot of the time is just excuses. It's like, oh yeah, but I got this. Oh yeah, I got this job. And can't sell it all. Yeah, that's what I do. Sold everything I own, put everything I ever had, like plates, cups, sold, get rid of it. You have to let go of so much if you really want to commit to becoming a content creator. Anywhere else in the world. It doesn't have to be Southeast Asia, does it? But you really have to commit to it.
Yeah. One of the best ways to have more is to have less. So how has having a travel YouTube channel changed your life?
Well, let me hold it. It's got one job to do. I'm trying to help people.
Learning.
How's the YouTube channel changed my life, or how has moving to Bangkok changed my life?
I would say, are they connected?
I'm interviewing you. Yeah, there we go.
Are they connected?
Yes.
Would you be in Bangkok if you weren't doing the YouTube channel?
My wind protection. Would I be in Bangkok if I wasn't doing YouTube? Yes. Yeah, 100%. So originally, when I first traveled to Southeast Asia, I fell in love. And so much so that as soon as I got back to the UK, I started planning. I got my TEFL certificate to become a teacher. I started learning Python to do coding. I was looking online, countless videos. I think Chris the Freelancer was a channel I was watching back then. There's a bunch of others. Who was it? Brett Dev. Yeah. So I was watching all of them boys, like, how on earth do I get out of the UK and into Southeast Asia? I didn't care what I did. At the time, I had a tech review channel on YouTube, which was doing okay, actually. And in hindsight, had I continued doing that, then that would probably be quite successful now. But obviously, I'm happy where I am now. And then when I moved here, I had enough money for X amount of years saved up in place for me to kind of figure things out. But obviously, I was watching everyone else. I was watching Adam, Keys One, Dan the Man, Chad, CV Media, and I never knew any of these boys before I moved here. And they kind of inspired me. And I thought, well, I've got a bit of a YouTube background that was monetized. Maybe I can kind of make high quality content here, but I didn't want to be the face of it either. I just wanted to make kind of content, do like voiceover or something like that. I don't know. And then, I started the channel, met Adam. He inspired me even more. And I was like, well, okay, I'm going to follow these boys and, make an effort. I didn't even realize I was creative in any way, shape or form. I didn't know I could make the content that I make today. So I really kind of found myself since I've moved here, and I've gone on an absolute tangent. I don't know where I'm going with this. Kind of like self-inspired since I arrived.
I was going to say that I know for me, it makes me sometimes do a bit more. So it's like, oh, I know I need to do a day in the life vlog this week. So what can I do this week that might be good content?
Yeah.
And as a result, my life is enriched because I'm going and I'm doing more and I'm experiencing more. And it's a reason for me to go and experience a new thing. And so it definitely enriches my life that way. But then also it's, it can be a revenue stream. It can be a way that brings in an income.
And on money doing something you enjoy, then what's better in life? Yeah. If you've ever been to Bangkok, it's incredible. It's just a completely different way of life. I would say now I work more hours than I ever have in my entire life. But those hours that I am working, they're not a grind. They're not just, I don't wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go to work or go sick. I wake up and I feel, I'm just inspired and driven, just like, oh, I'm going to do this today. It's great. It's nice. Every day is a new day. People ask me all the time, like, what's a typical day for me? No 2 days been the same. Yeah, I'm coming up to 1,000 days here, so a bit of experience. No 2 days are the same. And you'll find that if you're a content creator here, especially if you're doing vlogs or something, even my friend Paul, actually, he's going to be coming here shortly, and he's talking about doing like a calf review channel. And I'm like, oh, there's thousands of calves. It's like, just who doesn't want to go to a calf, right? And it's something enjoyable. Everyone loves to hear about places to go to. It'd be such a good channel to make. Anyone steals that, I'm gonna Jake.
Calf review channels.
Yeah, like just find something you enjoy, and then just try and work out how you can make money from that. That's the best advice, really. So any passion that you have, I'm sure you can find something here that you could cover, whether it's gaming or maybe not gaming. Gaming's extremely saturated, or the nightlife stuff. I don't do that either. It's not for me, and each to their own. I try and think very carefully about my content and future brand deals and things like that. Try and have a plan and a passion.
I think that there's a really powerful saying that says, you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that definitely resonates there. And I remember Alan Watts saying that people that win at life are people that get paid to play. If you can figure out a way to get paid to play at life, then you're fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. My passion is for Bangkok. So the fact that I have a channel, share my passion with other people, it comes across well, and it's just a win-win for everybody. People enjoy my content, I enjoy making my content. So it's kind of a dream come true. Yeah, it really is.
Beautiful.
Getting all soppy now. Yeah, like I said, I'm just me. No point pretending to be someone else. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes.
There we go.
But this channel is not one of them.
Well, thank you so much, Rob, for sharing your valuable insight.
Well, sorry I went on so many tangents and ranted on so long, but hopefully it helps any of you guys coming over.
More tangents, the better. And how can people find out more about you and the channel?
Check out Project Bangkok, all one word, 2 words, whatever you want. Just put Project Bangkok in. I'm sure you find me. Project.Bangkok on Instagram if you want to check out what I do day to day.
There you have it, Project Bangkok.
I hope you enjoyed today's video with Rob from Project Bangkok about advice on how to grow a travel YouTube vlog or YouTube channel in general. What I want to do is invite you to watch the next video in this series because it closely relates to this one and I think you're going to get a ton of value. So thank you so much for watching and enjoy the next video. See you in a sec.